How many times, or how many of you have, when you've come through here, just noticed, like, Thrym over here just walking through and just going, my gosh, just from how large he is. Now, I'm sure the feeling was probably the same thing with, say, those things in Outland. Oh gosh, I'm actually blanking on what they're called at the moment. Anyways, you guys know what I'm talking about. But it's just like you just kind of come through here and all of a sudden you see him just walking through there, just large as he is, just like, oh. And of course his title, The Hope Ender. What a title that is. I am the one who ends hope. By the way, I just want to point this out. In War Within, it looks like you can see even more from a distance than you could before. Like, just look at how much I can see. I can see, like, a whole bunch of Storm Peak over here, including the lightning effects up there. You can see Ice Crown Citadel from here. You can see Naxxramas way over there. If I went higher, you could probably also see the Nexus over there. You can see Utgard Keep over there. If I got high enough, we could probably even see Ulduar from here. Yeah. Drak'Tharon Keep. So, welcome to Zul'Drak, the home of the Drakari, another of the different tribes of the Trolls that, when the Sundering happened, basically split them up. I kind of covered some of this about like how down here in Kalimdor, we of course had the Faraki over here. We of course had the Zandalari over here. We had the Almani over here. And up here in Northrend, we had the Drakari. Drak'Tharon Keep once served the Drakari Trolls as a formidable outpost at the edge of their kingdom. Zul'Drak, but a recent scourge of invasion has delivered the fortress into the Lich King's hands. The Keep's fallen defenders are now the Lich King's undead minions, and they are advancing into the heart of the Drakari territory. We will also cover a bit more of this when we get into Zul'Drak itself. But you can see horrified Drakari warriors running down there. Yeah. Thought I should hop on my dark spear for this. I thought it'd be a little fitting to be a troll for this. Now, there are some quests that lead into this dungeon, which is part of the story. This is where they were trying to have the dungeons be part of the whole story that was going on here. Don't be so quick to escape! I have a parting gift! Rise, my warriors, and fight for your new liege. Please enjoy their company. The Lich King sends his regards.
Glory to the Horde.
The scourge spreads so rapidly, I often find myself wondering why they haven't already won this war. For
the Horde!
Grizel rips a long strip of material from her blouse and hands it to you. Here, troll, take this. Dip it into the remains of Novos the Summoner. We're going to figure out what makes the scourge leaders tick.
Farewell. Be safe.
One of the fleeing Drakari trolls told me of a great Raptor King, Dread, but that was immune to the plague. If you could find King Dread and bring me one of his teeth, perhaps I could fashion it into a weapon.
Dabu! Strength and honor! May your blades never dull.
Oh, hold on. Hello. An image of Drakuru. Remember this guy for later. He's kind of important, and he's actually part of the story. I was talking about how they tried to get the dungeons to be kind of part of the story as opposed to the end of the story, because there's more that happens after this dungeon that mainly has to do with this guy, but I don't want to give away too much. Let's say at the end of this you'll find out that there's more going on with this guy and his story, and it's part of the Zul'Drak storyline here, involving him.
You come get the voodoo.
Hey man, you be here. This is good man. Drak'Tharon soon be cleansed of them foul undead and restored to her noble purpose. In return for your help, the keep's most valuable resources be yours, man. Once you be reaching its top, you must summon me, and I'll perform the ritual. Alas, my summoning will be coming at a cost. You must collect mojo from the survivors. So, use the elixir at his brazier inside Drak'Tharon, but you gotta collect 5 enduring mojo.
Spirits be with you, man.
So you can see that a whole bunch of the Scourge forces have invaded this place and are trying to take it for themselves on behalf of the Lich King. All part of an invasion to take Zuldrak and make it his own. As I have said before, you don't mess with the trolls. But if you can get them on your side, well, you have just gotten quite a bit of formidable forces and resources at your disposal. Actually, I always have forgotten, like, what... Is there anything on over here? Because usually we always go to the right, which I think is where you're supposed to go, but I forget what's over here. The Hall of Return. Hey, now, hold on. I have arachnophobia mode on. It's supposed to get rid of the spiders. What's with the spiders, man? Oh, that's right. This is where we... This is what we use to run back to turn in the quests. Silly me. The Hall of Departure. You can see there's a whole bunch of Scourge forces in here. And there we go. It has added it to my collection. Gosh, I love this new transmog collection system. Alright, so this is our first boss, Trollgore. The Drakari were among the most vicious troll tribes, and Trollgore was a paragon of the tribe's savagery. This hulking monstrosity discovered that his vaunted ferocity paled in comparison to the Lich King's, and he now serves as a grisly warning to all that dare challenge Arthas's reign. Should say the second Lich King's reign, but whatever. So yeah, Trollgore, well, you can see how, yeah, imposing he is. Sorry that the game decided to freeze up there for a second. But yeah, he's one of those massive trolls, troll behemoths, basically, that can just absolutely pummel you.
So hungry. Must feed.
So, invaders will fly in and attack Trollgore and players throughout the fight. He has Crush, Infected Wound, Consume. Consumes all enemies within 50 yards, inflicting damage for every enemy. And damage in this way, he will gain damage increase. He gains 5% damage increase from each enemy consumed.
So hungry.
And he has Corpse Explode. He will infest the corpses there of the invaders, causing them to explode. So yeah, he has Corpse Explosion. Any of you who have ever played Necromancer in Diablo knows how incredibly devastating Corpse Explosion can be. Oops, wrong way. Alright, again, hold on a second. Yeah, I have it on. What in the world, Blizzard? It's supposed to replace these things with crabs. Why am I seeing a bunch of spiders? These things are supposed to be crabs. I don't see crabs, I see spiders. If you're gonna put this in, Blizzard, make sure it works on everything. Can't say I'm a little annoyed and irritated about that. Aha! The Temple of the Forgotten. And this is Novos the Summoner, who of course, as you can see, is a lich like Kel'Thuzad. Novos was ever the opportunist and sought a means to rise above his mundane peers. The cultist carved his heart from his body and presented the steel-beating organ to his master seconds before his death. His initiative impressed his master, who in turn remade him into a lich. So he will go into an arcane field and will summon waves of undead to defend him. Let me see if I can show this off a bit.
The chill you feel is the herald of your doom.
So yeah, he goes into a field and he's like, I will summon enemies to defend me! And you have to fight them off. Shadowcasters, hulking corpses, you get the idea.
To my defenses. Hurry, curse you!
Kind of a similar voice to what they had with Kel'Thuzad. So you have to take down the crystal handlers in order to be able to bring down the field, in order to be able to actually fight
Hurry, curse you!
Novos. So he has Arcane Blast, the handlers, the troll corpses, hulking corpses. And this is all during Phase 1, while he has the field up. Phase 2 is when he'll lower the field and actually try to fight us by summoning minions, Wrath of Misery, where he'll curse a player, he'll cast Frostbolt, and he'll cast Blizzard.
Your efforts are in vain.
Alright, the cloth is stained. But we need to continue our progress upstairs. Nothing over there, so we'll just go ahead and keep moving on. Of course, the Drak'Kari, you love to utilize bats. Three, two, one. That's one of my favorite things about Affliction is when you put Seed of Corruption, then you just wait to see the timer go off and just see the explosions happen. So now we move into the area where they love to utilize the Raptors and Gut Rippers. And other things such as King Dread. King Dread is a legend among the Drak'Kari. Stories tell of a troll hunting party locating a mighty beast that thrived in a habitat saturated with scourge plague. The trolls tamed the Devilsaur, believing that he alone held an antidote for the savage disease devastating their people. So he has Grievous Bite. He has Raptor Call, where he will call more raptors to come over and assist him. He has Bellowing Roar, which will cause players to flee in fear. He has Piercing Slash, reducing their armor. Fearsome Roar, reducing the damage that all players deal for 8 seconds, and Mangling Slash. You can see my size change to represent those debuffs on me. Alright, so now we're going to be approaching the really fun, memorable part of this dungeon. Did I collect any mojo? Oh, I did. Enduring mojo. Fantastic. Alright, I got 7 enduring mojo. We got enough mojo for Jakuru's ritual mon. So, up next, for our final boss of this dungeon, is the Prophet, Thranja. Not even the stolen powers of Aloa could stay Death's hand, as the Scourge marched on Drak'Tharon Keep. Thranja now prophesizes only triumph for his new master, as legions of trolls are slaughtered before the Lich King.
Thranja sees all. The work of mortals shall not end the eternal dynasty.
So, he has Decay Flesh, which stuns, Rain of Fire, Shadow Bolt Volley, Curse of Life, in Phase 2, the Curse of Flesh, he would also have a Poison Cloud, Eye Beam, the Gift of Thranja, which transforms players into skeletons, giving us new abilities like Bone Armor Taunt, Sling Strike, Touch of Life, and breathes lightning at a player.
Impossible! Thranja is eternal!
So, now... Jakuru.
Ah, back in Drak'Tharon at last. You done well, man. You surpassed my greatest hopes. For your efforts, you'll be getting the greatest of rewards. Revelation!
Revelation? Of what?
Be still, friend, and behold the truth of things.
Lich King.
Master, my mission be complete. With the help of these mortals, this region be cleansed of all who oppose us.
You have done well, Drak'Tharon. Your betrayal of the Drakari Empire has borne me a new army. Your army. Arise and accept my gift. I charge you now with the cleansing of Zuldrak, Drakuru.
As you wish, Master.
Fail me and it shall be your undoing. Succeed and even greater power shall be yours.
Forgive my deception, man. It all been for your own good. Ya needed to prove your worthiness. I be needing worthy underlings in Zuldrak, man. Ones ready to wield real power. You see for yourself now. The Lich King be generous to them who obey. Follow this path, man, and soon you may taste an immortality.
What be on your mind?
Ponder on the thing that you have witnessed this day. The future already be written. Only thing to decide be your part in it, man.
BC.
We done a great thing, man, and this just be the beginning. Seek me out in Zuldrak when the time be right. There be a war to be won, man.
You be careful, man.
So yeah, needless to say, that was a pretty cool cutscene, especially back in the day. And like I said, it plays a role into what happens in the zone later on as you continue progressing the story of Zuldrak, where you will actually have a reunion, so to speak, with Jakuru. Basically, what you're doing is working alongside the forces here, including the Ebon Blade, to basically betray Jakuru, because of course we're not on his side, or the Lich King's side. And we basically deceive him and betray him into kind of ruining his plan with the forces of the undead troll army that he was going to be using for the Lich King on their behalf to invade Zuldrak. And when this betrayal happens, he summons the Lich King to aid him and dispose of us. Even though, as he says, that's a shame because the Lich King had plans for you, man. And he thinks, well, he's obviously not gonna care anymore because they betrayed us. And then the Lich King kills Jakuru, saying, you have failed me. And after he kills Jakuru and all that's left of is his skull, which is the quest item we need to turn in, he then looks at us and says, as for you, I will let you live because of this amusing betrayal. And that's basically one of the first times he almost entirely gives away his actual endgame plan for us that he reveals at the end of Icecrown Citadel.
Mogra! Farewell.
Do you have the cloth?
For the Horde!
Hopefully we can find somebody willing to examine this sample.
Be safe. Dabu! May your blade...
Wow, that's enormous. So, yeah. like I said, we then have a storyline here where it's called, as you can see, as part of the chapters, it's called Betrayal, where we end up betraying Drak'Tharon to stop his working with the Lich King, where the Lich King then also takes him down, and yeah, so that's basically, we foil the plans of Drak'Tharon and the Lich King. However, there's something else going on in a place called Gundrak, and we'll be heading there next. Stay tuned.